Welcome to Longevity Lab. Stay tuned for expert health tips and powerful advice to enhance your life. Don't forget to subscribe.
If you're over 50 and dealing with stiff joints, aching knees, or wondering why your legs don't feel as strong as they used to, this video could change everything. I'm about to reveal 7 common vegetables that science shows can help your body rebuild collagen naturally. And most people have no idea about their power. You've probably heard about bone broth and collagen powders, and while those can help, they're only part of the picture. What I want to focus on today is something simple, overlooked, but surprisingly powerful: collagen-supporting vegetables. These are foods that help your body make and maintain collagen naturally, which becomes critically important as we age. Here's what most people don't realize. Your collagen production starts declining in your late 20s, and by age 50, it's dropping rapidly. This isn't just about wrinkles. We're talking about the structural protein that makes up 1/3 of all protein in your body. It's the scaffolding that holds your joints together, keeps your tendons strong, and maintains your cartilage. When that scaffolding weakens, you get joints that ache, muscles that feel unstable, and that gradual loss of mobility that so many people just accept as normal aging. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific vegetables, each backed by research, each with a unique role in preserving collagen and supporting joint health. I'll explain exactly how they work, how to prepare them for maximum benefit, and give you a practical protocol you can start using immediately. By the end of this video, you'll have a science-based nutrition strategy that supports your body's natural ability to maintain strong, pain-free joints well into your later decades. Before we dive into the specific vegetables, you need to understand something crucial. Collagen isn't just about what you eat. It's about what your body can do with what you eat. Building and repairing collagen is resource. It requires not just amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, but also a host of micronutrients that act as enzymatic cofactors. Think of it like building a house. You need the raw materials. That's your protein. But you also need the tools, the workers, and the right conditions. That's where these vegetables come in. They provide the vitamin C for enzyme function, the antioxidants to prevent damage, the minerals for structural support, and the anti-inflammatory compounds to create the right environment for repair. Here's why this matters more as we age. After 50, most people experience what researchers call inflammaging chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates tissue breakdown. At the same time, your natural antioxidant capacity declines and your ability to absorb nutrients becomes less efficient. This creates a perfect storm for joint degeneration. Your body's breaking down collagen faster than it can rebuild it. Inflammation is damaging cartilage, and oxidative stress is attacking the very proteins that keep your joints stable. But the right vegetables can help tip that balance back in your favor. Each vegetable I'm about to show you targets multiple pathways simultaneously: collagen synthesis, inflammation reduction, antioxidant protection, and improved circulation. This isn't about finding one soup. It's about creating a synergistic system that supports your musculoskeletal health from every angle. Let's start with spinach. And I'm not talking about it being generally healthy. I'm talking about specific, measurable effects on joint health that most people never hear about. Spinach is an excellent source of vitamin C, which acts as a cofactor for 2 critical enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase. These enzymes hydroxylate proline and lysine residues. That's a fancy way of saying they help form stable collagen triple helix. Without sufficient vitamin C, your collagen is literally not properly formed. But here's what's really interesting. Spinach also provides magnesium, a mineral that serves as a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including those involved in protein synthesis and muscle function. Subclinical magnesium deficiency is incredibly common in older adults, and it directly impacts your body's ability to maintain connective tissue. Spinach is also rich in nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in your body. This improves blood flow to working muscles and tissues, including the areas around your joints. Why does that matter? Because cartilage itself has no blood supply. It depends on diffusion from surrounding tissue. Better circulation means better nutrient delivery and waste removal. For maximum benefit, aim for about 1 cup of cooked spinach daily. Cooking actually makes many nutrients more bioavailable. I recommend lightly with olive oil and garlic. The fat helps with absorption of fats-soluble vitamins, and garlic adds its own anti-inflammatory compounds. Now, spinach does contain oxalates, which can be a concern for people prone to kidney stones. Cooking reduces oxalate content, and for most people, the benefits far outweigh the risks. If you could design a vegetable specifically for combating the root causes of joint degeneration, kale would check almost every box. The key player here is a compound called glucohafenin, which converts to sulforaphane when you chop or chew the kale. Sulforaphane activates something called the NRF2 pathway. Think of this as your body's master switch for antioxidant defenses. It upregulates genes that produce your body's own antioxidant enzymes, which are far more powerful than any antioxidant you could take as a supplement. But here's the part that directly affects your joints. Sulforaphane also suppresses NFB activation, a key signaling pathway that regulates inflammation. When NFB is chronically activated, it leads to the release of inflammatory cytokines like L1 beta and TNF alpha. These are the molecules that literally break down cartilage and cause joint pain. Kale is also exceptionally rich in vitamin K1, which supports the carboxylation of osteocalcin, a protein involved in bone mineralization. Why does this matter for joints? Because joints aren't just cartilage, they're surrounded by bone. When the subchondral bone under cartilage is weak or improperly mineralized, it increases stress on the cartilage during movement. To get the most sulforaphane from kale, you need to activate the myrosinase enzyme by chopping or massaging the leaves. Then let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking. Light steaming or preserves most nutrients while improving digestibility. Massaging raw kale with lemon juice and a pinch of salt breaks down the tough fibers and makes it more palatable. Brussels sprouts might be the most underrated joint health food on the planet. Like other cruciferous vegetables, they're rich in glucose, but they have a unique profile that includes indole-3-carbinol and compounds that have been shown to reduce pro-inflammatory cytokines and oxidative markers. Here's what's particularly relevant. Studies show that compounds in Brussels sprouts can reduce synovial inflammation. That's inflammation in the membrane that lines your joint capsules. Synovial inflammation is often one of the first changes in joint degeneration, preceding visible cartilage damage. Brussels sprouts are exceptionally high in vitamin K1, even higher than kale. This isn't just about bone density, it's about proper calcium distribution. Vitamin K1 activates proteins that keep calcium in bones and out of soft tissues like cartilage and blood vessels. When calcium deposits inappropriately in cartilage, you get stiffness and reduced joint mobility. Brussels sprouts are also one of the highest fiber vegetables per calorie, and this fiber promotes the growth of short-chain fatty acid-producing bacteria in your gut. These SCFAs, particularly butyrate, have systemic anti-inflammatory effects. When your gut is inflamed, your joints are inflamed. It's that connected. The key with Brussels sprouts is proper preparation. Cut them in half, toss with olive oil, salt, and roast at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes until slightly. You can also shred them raw for salads or quickly with bacon or pancetta for added flavor. Here is a fact that might surprise you. A single cup of red bell pepper contains nearly 200% of your daily vitamin C needs. That's more than most citrus fruits. But this isn't just about meeting minimum requirements. It's about optimizing collagen synthesis under stress. As we age, our body's demand for vitamin C increases due to higher oxidative stress from chronic disease, medications, and even exercise. Getting more than just the minimum becomes essential if your goal is not merely to avoid scurvy, but to optimize tissue repair and structural integrity. Sweet peppers are also rich in carotenoids like beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin. These don't just protect your eyes. They protect the extracellular matrix in your joints. Reactive oxygen species directly degrade collagen and activate matrix metalloproteinases, enzymes that break down cartilage. Carotenoids help neutralize these damaging molecules before they can cause irreversible damage. Peppers also contain quercetin, a flavonoid with anti-inflammatory properties. The vitamin C in peppers actually stabilizes quercetin, making it more bioavailable and potentially more effective at suppressing inflammatory signaling. The beauty of sweet peppers is their versatility and natural sweetness. They're excellent raw in salads, roasted as a side dish, or blended into smoothies. The natural sugars make them palatable for people transitioning away from processed snacks, and they're incredibly low in calories while being Tomatoes deserve special attention because of lycopene, one of the most potent dietary antioxidants we know of. Unlike beta-carotene, lycopene isn't it functions independently as an antioxidant, and it preferentially accumulates in tissues with high metabolic activity. Here's the key mechanism. Lycopene has been shown to downregulate matrix, particularly MMP-1 and MMP-1,3. These are the enzymes that literally digest your cartilage from the inside out. When MMP activity reaches a tipping point, cartilage degradation exceeds synthesis, and you're on the path to osteoarthritis. Lycopene also reduces the expression of TNF-alpha, IL-1 beta, and IL-6. These aren't just they're active agents in joint destruction. These cytokines not only accelerate cartilage breakdown, but also sensitize pain receptors, making movement uncomfortable and creating a negative feedback loop of inactivity. There is also emerging evidence that lycopene can influence bone metabolism by reducing osteoclast activity while supporting osteoblast function. This translates to better bone density around joints, which is crucial for proper load distribution and shock absorption. Here's the crucial point. Lycopene becomes more bioavailable when tomatoes are cooked and combined with fat. Think olive oil in tomato sauce. This combination can increase lycopene absorption by up to 300%. Raw tomatoes are good, but cooked tomatoes with healthy fats are better for joint health. Beets target a fundamental issue that often gets overlooked in joint health: circulation. They're one of the richest dietary sources of nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in your body through a pathway that involves oral bacteria and stomach acid. This becomes critical with aging because endothelial function declines, reducing your body's ability to naturally produce nitric oxide. Even if your arteries are structurally clear, they may not dilate properly. The nitrate-nitric oxide conversion from beets bypasses this impaired pathway. Better circulation means improved nutrient delivery and waste removal in the small vessels that feed joint capsules, tendons, and surrounding musculature. This doesn't just make you feel more limber, it improves the biochemical environment for cartilage maintenance and repair. Beets also contain betalains pigments with anti-inflammatory properties that inhibit cyclooxygenase enzymes, the same enzymes targeted by NSAIDs like ibuprofen. The advantage is that betalains provide anti-inflammatory effects without the gastrointestinal or cardiovascular side effects of chronic NSAID use. Nitric oxide also improves mitochondrial respiration, allowing cells to use oxygen more efficiently for the muscles that stabilize your joints, your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes. This translates to better endurance and recovery, which is essential for maintaining proper joint mechanics. I want to come back to spinach from a different angle. Its role as one of our best dietary sources of bioavailable magnesium. Subclinical magnesium deficiency affects an estimated 50% of older adults due to reduced dietary intake, medication interactions, and decreased absorption. Magnesium isn't just about muscle cramps. It's essential for neuromuscular control. Without adequate magnesium, the precise firing patterns of muscles around joints become less coordinated, leading to improper joint loading and increased wear and tear. Spinach is also rich in folate, which supports methylation cycles. Poor methylation leads to elevated homocysteine, which is associated with increased systemic inflammation and has been implicated in cartilage degradation. This is particularly relevant for older adults who often have reduced methylation capacity. What makes spinach uniquely valuable is how it provides multiple nutrients that work synergistically. Vitamin C for collagen synthesis, magnesium for enzyme function, folate for inflammation control, and nitrates for circulation. It's not just a source of individual nutrients. It's a complex matrix that supports multiple pathways simultaneously. Here's how to integrate these vegetables into your daily routine for maximum impact. Start your morning with a green smoothie containing spinach, which provides vitamin C and nitrates when your body's absorption is typically at its peak. Add half a cup of frozen spinach to any fruit smoothie. You won't taste it, but you'll get the benefits. For lunch, focus on raw preparations: bell pepper strips with hummus, a salad containing kale massaged with lemon, or fresh tomatoes with olive oil and basil. Raw vegetables provide different nutrient profiles than cooked ones, and combining them with healthy fats improves absorption of fat-soluble compounds. Dinner is perfect for cooked vegetables, roasted Brussels sprouts, kale, or a tomato-based sauce with your protein. Cooking breaks down cell walls, making some nutrients more bioavailable, and the warmth can be soothing for stiff joints. For kale and Brussels sprouts, remember the Myrocenes activation trick? Chop or massage the vegetables. Then let them sit for 10 to 15 minutes before cooking. This allows the formation of beneficial ice. If you're cooking them, use gentle heat. High temperatures can destroy these compounds. For tomatoes, Always combine with fat and preferably cook them. Make a simple sauce with olive oil, garlic, and herbs. This not only maximizes lycopene absorption, but creates a versatile base for many meals. For beets, both raw and cooked forms offer benefits, but for maximum nitrate content, beet juice is most concentrated. If you find straight beet juice too earthy, mix it with apple or carrot juice. The nitrates are stable and don't require special preparation. Let's talk realistic time. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, you might notice reduced morning stiffness and improved energy during physical activity. This is likely due to improved circulation and reduced inflammation. At 1 to 2 months, you may experience less joint discomfort during daily activities. Real structural improvements in cartilage and connective tissue take 3 to 6 months of consistent intake combined with appropriate exercise and protein consumption. These vegetables aren't magic bullets, and I want to be clear about that. They work best as part of a comprehensive approach that includes resistance training, adequate protein intake, stress management, and quality sleep. Think of them as the nutritional infrastructure that supports everything else you're doing for joint health. A few important notes. If you're on blood thinners, the vitamin K in these vegetables can affect medication levels, so consult your doctor. If you have a history of kidney stones, moderate your intake of high oxalate vegetables like spinach. And if you have specific autoimmune conditions, some people report sensitivity to nightshades like tomatoes and peppers, though this isn't supported by broad scientific evidence. To summarize, these 7 vegetables provide a scientifically backed approach to supporting your body's natural collagen production and joint maintenance. Spinach for vitamin C and magnesium, kale for sulforaphane and vitamin K, Brussels sprouts for inflammation control, sweet peppers for antioxidant protection, tomatoes for lycopene and MMP inhibition, beets for circulation, and the synergistic effects of combining them all. The goal isn't just to live longer, it's to maintain your independence, mobility, and quality of life throughout those years. Every step you take to preserve joint health today is an investment in your future autonomy. These vegetables are simple, accessible tools that can make a meaningful difference over time. Start with 1 or 2 of these vegetables this week, and let me know in the comments which ones you're trying first. If this information was helpful, please share it with someone who could benefit and subscribe to Health Focus for more evidence-based strategies for healthy aging. Your future self will thank you.